Thanks again for making another request, and this time the request was on cross chokes from the guard. Now, I have to say I've been a brown belt for a while, and when I first learned to choke, it didn't really work as successfully as some of the more advanced belts. And so I started asking questions and looking at some of the things that they did. And we have a rule in our academy: if you get caught in some submission, you have to teach the person what you did. So I started to notice a few things, and I'm going to go over those details, the things that I did wrong and the things that helped it really work for me. Because when you do the little details, for me, the success rate really increased, and now I get them pretty often. And so a couple things. Number one, of course, we all know to break posture, okay? So what I want to do is I like to turn the gi and feed. And most people know to do this, but I'm going to give a couple of details here that make a difference for me. When I pull this open, I want to bring my elbow down like this. So my elbows are at my hips, and it's strong. Now, see how I'm pulling the gi into my hand? So what I'm going to do is push the gi like this and reach back further. Does that make sense? So I'm going to pull and push, and I'm going to chase the gi that I just pushed to get a better grip, okay? So now I'm going to bring this elbow back to my hip and insert this hand. Now, again, it's too tight, so I push. I actually let go. You got to let go of the choke to get the choke. I push, and I turn my hands like this. Look, I didn't even need to. Your hands need to be, if your hands are like this, it's very difficult to get the choke. So your hand is like this, and see how it's bent back so far? I can't put pressure. So I let some cloth slip until I can get my wrist straight. Now I open and do it with both. And I didn't even get to curl them all the way, okay? So this is a nice little tip. Another one is, if you go over the top, they can see. So this arm typically goes underneath. What I like to do is turn this way, put my hand here, and then open and curl and pull. And I just pull and I curl in, and I turn these, and my wrists turn in. Okay, so it's 1, 2. This is stuck. I push and turn, and then there's the choke. And it works really, really well. And there's lots of things that you can do too. Now, a common defense that people do for the choke is they put their hand in. Okay, so one like this. I start to go, yeah, and he does this. This happens all the time. And so what do you do? Okay, well, there's a few things. One, if their elbow is across, take their back. Okay, if their hand is just like this, usually we'll just feed and turn and change angles. Just go right over and under. Okay, now of course we have all of this. You can go right across here like this, elbow, push. And so those are nice little, they distract the person. They make them move away from your elbows and your forearms, and they can open the neck. One thing I like to do too is if the person tucks their chin, so I take my head and I push. And I don't headbutt them, but I just push their forehead up and exposes their neck enough to get the choke. So those are some little details. When I first learned to choke, I was told to do this, and I have not really had much success with that. So I started opening my hands and turning it, and then bringing my fingers like this, and letting some cloth actually slide out until I had a grip that I could torque in. And for me, that made the difference. So I hope that helps. Add them to your game. Any questions you have, please let us know. We'll be glad to share some techniques, but let us know how they work for you too. We want to hear the success that you had with them. Take care, and thanks for checking our page.